Bree here. Today we're going to talk about nursing jobs, and I'm going to share my experience that I had when entering the nursing field. So my first actual nursing job was as a certified nursing assistant at a hospital that my school was closely affiliated with. I was lucky enough to get this job thanks to my med-surg 2 clinical instructor. She was very close with the nurse manager there and was able to help me secure a job on that unit. I worked per diem or as needed on a tele-stroke med-surg unit for about 3 semesters of nursing school. I basically picked up shifts whenever I had extra time or when I needed some extra money for a trip or something of the sort. My managers and coworkers there were amazing, and I'm thankful every day for my experience on that unit. That experience gave me a great foundation on how to take care of patients, how to deal with patients, how to deal with patient families, and I am forever grateful for the experience. I would have never entered nursing with this amount of knowledge with just nursing school alone. Though I enjoyed working on the unit most days, I didn't want to continue working with adults. I really wanted to work in the pediatric world, specifically with babies in the neonatal intensive care unit or the NICU. This was a dream of mine even before entering nursing school, so I just wanted to get towards my goal. I was looking for jobs in the Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C. area. All my family still lives in Baltimore, so I wanted to stay nearby so I could be able to commute to them whenever I wanted. I applied to adult ICUs, pediatric ICUs, and neonatal ICUs. I wanted a large amount of job offers so I could pick my ultimate hospital home. The only offer that I got for an actual NICU was at the hospital I currently work at. Many NICUs don't hire nurses as new grads, so take that in consideration when you're looking into different specialties. I received other offers, but they were not in NICUs, so after considering many different factors, I decided to ultimately choose my current hospital. My current hospital also has a level 4 NICU, which is the highest level of NICU care. So I knew I was going to see complex cases and learn a lot about caring for critically ill neonates. And I knew I wouldn't get this experience at any other NICU nearby. So I felt like this job and this experience was the best thing for me. And I went on my journey there to start my first nursing job. Deciding factors when I was choosing my first job included pay, location, and specialty. The pay range was wide for the jobs that I applied to, with a starting salary of about $32 to $39 an hour. Now, this is going to vary from state to state. So some states have very high pay, like California and New York, you might get $40 to $45 as a new grad. But I wasn't interested in moving like that far away, so I decided that these ranges were acceptable for my area. So this pay did not include any shift differentials. Since I was a little flexible in the areas that I was willing to work in, I wanted to make the most amount of money while being in a unit that I could possibly love. Location was important because I wanted my nursing license to preferably be in Maryland, which is a compact nursing state, or Pennsylvania, which is a state where I plan to obtain my master's degree, which is also on the verge of becoming a compact state. I did not want to be stuck with a license in a state where I did not have many options. So take this into consideration when you are looking to apply to different nursing jobs. Scheduling was not a huge concern for me while applying to jobs, simply because I don't mind working nights and I actually prefer nights, especially if there's a shift differential involved. If this is a stickler for you, if you really don't want to work nights or you are a day bird, then you might need to take this in consideration when applying, because a lot of different hospitals are not as flexible with new grads when it comes to day shift availability. Now we're going to get into some tips and cautions when applying to nursing jobs. Number 1 is to have an updated resume. My resume was not anything extravagant. It just listed my previous job experiences throughout college, as well as a summary paragraph and my schooling experience. I did not think it was necessary to include clinical experiences on my resume because hospital knows that we as nursing students went through clinical experiences in the different specialties as required for our nursing degree. I felt like it was irrelevant and a little redundant to write these on my resume, but it might be beneficial for people who have less job experience, just because you want to supplement not having as much job experience. But if you do find yourself having those listed along with any other things on your resume and have multiple different pages, you might consider cutting them out. So number 2 is to generate a generic cover letter that can be used at multiple different hospitals. I created mine and expressed interest in a generic RN position at whatever hospital on whatever unit. So I use this to apply to multiple different hospitals, since a lot of different hospitals do require cover letters, and it was just a lot easier rather than writing a whole new one for each individual hospital. Number 3 is have at least 5 references available on standby. Many hospitals that I applied to had this reference system where you had to have at least 5 personal references. These could be managers, clinical instructors, professors, colleagues, peers, etc. They mostly had to fill out a 30-question multiple choice survey about my performance, my work ethic, and me as a person. So it's fairly easy to complete. but you just need to make sure you have enough people in case your hospital uses a similar system. Number 4 is do not, under any circumstances, sign a contract, especially as a new grad. If you don't listen to anything else I have said throughout this video, please consider this. Many new grads sign contracts and then end up not liking their current job or hospital for whatever reason and quit before the end of their contract term. And then they are required to pay back bonuses, orientation fees, training fees, etc. This is a pretty predatory act by some hospitals that aren't able to retain staff. So they prey on new grad nurses who don't usually know as much as more seasoned nurses might know. So if a hospital wants you to sign a 2-year contract, it's possible that they cannot retain staff for whatever reason, and you need to be cautious of this before signing on to that hospital. Number 5 is to make sure you take advantage of any shadow opportunities that you have during the interview phase. This might not be possible for people living across the country, but if you are able to commute to where you are applying to jobs at, please take this opportunity. This will give you an in-person exposure to the unit and gives you a chance to talk to current nurses that are there. This will give you information about the unit that a manager will not tell you. You will learn the good, the bad, and ugly directly from the nurses that work there and live through it every day. So this could help inform your decision on which hospital you ultimately choose. Number 6, and this is probably my favorite, is talk to other nurses. These could be like nurses that you actually know in person if you work at a hospital or have nurse friends. They could be from online forums. There are a lot of different forums of nurses collaborating like Reddit and TikTok and Instagram. You can chat with other nurses and get their different point of views and get their experiences. And you can learn from their mistakes so you won't end up making the same. A lot of nurses are very open and honest with new nurses because they don't want you to fall into the same traps that they did in their youth. So just talk to other nurses. If you found this video at all helpful, like, comment, and subscribe. And also tell me any experiences that you have had when applying to nursing jobs or that you've heard from other people. I would love to hear from you. Have a good day, guys. Bye.